Welcome back to Explaining Everything, the channel where we dive into the stories and mysteries behind everyday things. Today's question comes from one of our curious viewers, Couch Goblin 27. Excellent username, by the way. They asked, when did weekends stop feeling like weekends? It's a question that hits all of us right in the soul. Because at some point, Saturday stopped being fun, and Sunday became just Monday's weird cousin. So if your weekends now feel like poorly organized side quests, full of laundry, guilt, and Googling quick ways to feel rested, you're in good company. Today, we're digging into how our sacred days of rest slowly turned into an extension of the work week, right here on Explaining Everything. Once upon a time, weekends were everything. They were pure, untouched, magical. As kids, the weekend meant no homework, no waking up early, and unlimited cereal consumption. You could watch cartoons for 5 straight hours without anyone calling you unproductive. The only agenda was fun, and maybe don't break anything too expensive. You'd run around outside like a sugar-fueled tornado and somehow never need a nap. That was peak weekend energy. But somewhere along the way, weekends stopped feeling like a mini vacation and started feeling like poorly disguised work days with slightly better snacks. The rise of remote work, side hustles, and endless connectivity did a number on our boundaries. There was a time when out of office meant you were untouchable, gone, off-grid, unreachable by anything short of a carrier pigeon. Now, you're answering emails at brunch, checking Slack while on the toilet, and updating your Google Calendar while allegedly watching a movie. The 9 to 5 no longer stops at 5. And because of that, the weekend now exists in this weird limbo where you're technically off work but mentally still trapped in spreadsheet mode. Let's go ahead and point the finger at the usual suspect, capitalism. Capitalism took one look at weekends and said, wow, look at all that unused potential for productivity. So now we hustle on the side, grind 24/7, and treat every weekend like a networking opportunity with slightly more sunlight. You're not just relaxing anymore, you're building your brand. You're not watching TV, you're researching storytelling for your future podcast. And you're not napping, you're biohacking your circadian rhythm to enhance output. We've been tricked into thinking that unless we're monetizing our free time, we're wasting it. Spoiler, you're allowed to waste time. That's literally the point of weekends. Let's talk about weekend guilt, that quiet nagging voice that whispers, shouldn't you be doing something more important right now? You finally get a day to relax, and instead of enjoying it, you feel guilty for not deep cleaning your apartment, starting a side project, or climbing a mountain with strangers you met in a hiking Facebook group. Even resting feels like a task you're doing incorrectly, like you're failing at relaxing. Imagine that, failing at doing nothing. That's peak modern anxiety. Weekend guilt turns a day off into an existential pop quiz, and no matter what you do, you feel like you circled the wrong answer. If weekends had an arch nemesis, it would be the Sunday Scaries. The Sunday Scaries sneak in right around 3 p.m. on Sunday, when you realize tomorrow is Monday. Suddenly your vibe shifts from weekend chill to impending doom. You can't enjoy your evening because your brain is busy doing a play-by-play of tomorrow's tasks, meetings, and unread emails from that one coworker who sends things at 11:47 p.m. Sunday becomes less about winding down and more about emotionally preparing for battle. You go from pajamas to performance anxiety in under an hour. And just like that, the weekend is emotionally over. 24 hours early. Another silent weekend assassin, the algorithm. You used to spend Saturdays aimlessly scrolling social media. Now, it's curated content designed to make you feel inferior in record time. You see a friend doing sunrise yoga on a cliff, another launching a candle business, and someone else posting soft life pics with the hashtag #rest is productive. Meanwhile, you're wearing mismatched socks and eating cold pizza. Social media turns everyone else's chill weekend into a competition you didn't sign up for. Suddenly, sitting on the couch feels like a moral failing. There's no single date on the calendar when weekends stopped feeling like weekends. It didn't happen with a bang. It was more of a slow fade. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to stay this way. We can still reclaim our weekends. Not by adding more goals, but by letting go of the pressure to do everything. You're allowed to rest. You're allowed to do nothing. You're allowed to lie on the floor, listening to sad jazz and contemplating the shape of grapes. That's your sacred right as a weekend citizen. The weekend should be whatever makes you feel human again. Whether that's being productive, lazy, social, reclusive, or just horizontal, that's up to you. So, if weekends don't feel like weekends anymore, maybe it's time we stop trying to fix them and just let them be lazy, messy, gloriously unproductive. If you enjoy this video, or if you've ever wondered why your weekend feels like a part-time job with no benefits, please like and subscribe. Also, if you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for tuning in, and join us next time here in the channel that answers all the why, what, who, where, and how questions you've always wondered about, here on Explaining Everything.